Hey guys, it's Rebecca Oberstadt, and I am like super excited today to unbox this video, this package for this video. For those that do know, on my August Shop My Stash live stream, I did say that I was bad and I bought something. I did have a sale on my website last week, and it was enough to cover the majority of the cost of this, and then I used what was left of my YouTube earnings for the past 6 months to pay for the rest of the palette. So that's why I didn't pull an eyeshadow palette for this month's Shop My Stash, because I knew I would be doing looks with this palette. I plan on doing at least 6 looks, as well as a swatch video and a swatch comparison video. So that's a lot of recording to get done. And I plan on putting the 6 looks in one video. So that's going to be a lot of editing for me. So anyways, let's get into what I got. So I ordered this on the 5th. It is now the 10th, and I have this. This arrived today, and here's the box. Can you tell what it is? Yes? No? Here, let me show you the side. How about now? Anyways, I did get an order in from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I blame my friend Amanda for this. I will leave her channel link down below. She reviewed this palette. She's done several looks with it. I kept drooling over it. I saw Paige from Seeking Alexandria do looks with this palette. I was drooling the whole time. There was a bunch of giveaways with this. I entered every freaking one of them that I could enter. I even entered Jeffree Star's PR list search, but I only have 2 Jeffree Star products up to now. I still want the blue chrome mirror. It is back in stock, but it was initially $20. Now it's $25, but I was only able to afford the palette. Now this palette is $58 if I'm not mistaken. I think I paid about the same price for the Blue Blood palette. But the reason I got this was because it had all these really cool pastel shades, and I don't have a lot of pastel shades. Actually, thinking about it, I don't really have any pastel shades. So I know when doing my comparison swatch video that I will determine how many similar shades that I have. Okay, so I just cut the tape. Here is how it came. I'm going to unwrap this live. I know last time I didn't, I was too excited. Okay, so here is the order slip that shows, it's from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. And I did order it August 5th. It came priority mail. I paid $12 in shipping for this. It's funny, the Blue Blood palette weighed quite a bit, and I got a lipstick in with it, and I only paid $7.80 for shipping on that. And it was in a bigger box than this. So why I paid $5 more for shipping for this one, I don't know. Okay, so inside is this wrapper. And it does say Jawbreaker right on the sticker. So I'm going to fold this pink stuff back up. And I do reuse boxes and tissue paper and stuff like that. So if you ever order anything off my website that's like jewelry or something, you'll end up eventually getting a piece of this. Okay, now to break the seal. Can I peel you off nicely? Maybe. I have fingernails right now, so I have been doing the length updates. I think Tuesday, Monday is the 2-week mark. Sunday night. I don't know. I'm recording this on Saturday. Okay, I ripped it. I was being so careful. I got a quarter of it up before it ripped the paper. Okay, so once you get the little sticker loose, it comes with a bubble wrap. And there are 2 pieces in here on the palette. I reuse that stuff too. So you've got the 2 or 3 sheets of the pink Jeffree Star wrapping in the box. And then you get 2 things of singular sheets. I don't know, probably a 12 by 12 square of bubble wrap, which I do reuse. I wrap everything. I don't care if you're buying a makeup product from my website or if you're buying jewelry. I always bubble wrap it and then wrap it in tissue paper before I stick it in anything. So that's just how I am. So here is the palette. And I love Jawbreakers. I used to get the really, really big ones when I was a kid. They cost $1. And I would put it in my mouth and I would suck it until my cheeks hurt. And then I would have to take it out and wait till I would go trying to get my cheeks to have feeling back in them. and then I put it back in. And I also loved gobstoppers as a kid too. So I was one of those weirdos that would walk around and be like with a jawbreaker. But I also grew up in the 80s. All right, so I did see a couple of concerning things when I was, oh, and I know Natty from Pop Lux did a review of this. I watched his review too. Now, he made a comment in his video before I take this out of the box that it didn't come with eyeshadow protectors, and the mirror didn't have a protector on it as well. And I know there was a few people I commented on Twitter where the one girl got her palette and there was all this weird sticky smeary stuff all over her mirror. So pray, because I'm like super OCD. Don't you fall off my leg. So here's the actual palette, and the air stick's gonna come back on. Oh, it even has like his Instagram and his YouTube listed on the back. Now, I don't think the Blue Blood has that. Let me look. Oh, it does. It does say the Instagram and YouTube on here. So, something I didn't see before. Okay, that's interesting. And it has, you know, that this is a 12-month shelf life and it's cruelty-free. This one doesn't say it's vegan. As far as I know, he is a vegan brand. I thought it was odd that it doesn't say vegan on it. Does this one say vegan? Nope, just says cruelty-free. Now, these are 0.24 gram pans, and oh, it says there's 24 shades, 1.506 or 0.05 ounces per eyeshadow. And I was shocked at how big the freaking eyeshadows were in the Blue Blood. I was always expecting them to be like this big, like an inch. No, these suckers are like 1.5 inches. So there's no eyeshadow protector and there is no mirror protector, but the only thing on the mirror, and there is something sticky on my palette right here. It smells funny. It smells like glue. But the only thing that's on the mirror are the like eyeshadow spots. But here is the palette. Look at how big this sucker is. It's the size of my head. Just to compare with the Blue Blood, because that's the only other palette that I have from him. I want Blood Sugar and I want Thirsty. So here they are side by side. At least Jawbreaker is a heck of a lot thinner. But the pan sizes are the exact same size. And it looks like Cotton Candy is being crumbly. Let me just clean you off. Oh, there's shadow over here too. I'm one of those kinds of people. Okay, so this isn't just an unboxing. I plan on doing at least 2 looks with this really quick, and then I will do 6 more looks. So you'll end up getting 8 looks with this palette. I'm trying to get the pan marks off the mirror because I plan on using the mirror. And the pan marks are leaving like greasy little smear spots on the mirror, which is odd. Now, I know some people were like a little bit amiss with the eyeshadow names, and for whatever reason I'm looking like super pale today. It could be the fact that I'm wearing a shirt that's almost the same color as my skin tone. But I'm going to move you guys and zoom you in. I'm not doing any other makeup right now, so I'm just going to be, I'll put this, I'm just going to be doing an eye look. And if you look, went to bed at 1:30, was awake till about 2:15 watching YouTube, and I woke up at like 6 and 7:30 and 8 and 9 and finally got out of bed at 10. So my eye on this side is like severely hooded, and I have dry spots right in here on my eyes. I don't know why I keep getting them there, but they're annoying. There's just so many freaking colors in here. I'm like, what do I want to do? I think I'm gonna go into this sour shade right here, and I'm using a little itty bitty Morphe brush. And there is a little bit of kickback in the pan just from lightly like rolling my brush into it. You can see up here where there's just a little bit of kickback. And I'm gonna put this right where the dry spot is on my eye. And that dry spot's not doing this any favors. I would do a dedicated swatch video right after this as well. I'm trying to like press over where that dry spot is to get the shadow to stick to it. Alright, then I'm going to take my color switch and try and get some of the powder off the brush. Oh, by the way, that was the shade Sour. Let me see if I can turn my ring light down. That might be... Okay, I'm going into the shade Duck. Spelled F-U-C-K, Duck. Which is this like orangey, like hot pink mixture. It's like a neon pinky orange kind of shade. And I'm going to put that right here. And I am kind of growing my eyebrows out right now. Any of like the little hairs and stuff that grow in here, I am trying to grow them out because I had an eyebrow company reach out to me and tell me that I need to stop waxing my eyebrows. I haven't waxed my eyebrows in like 15 years. So I don't know where they got the idea that I was waxing my eyebrows, but I don't. I pluck what is like down here. And they're like, oh, well, if you use like castor oil and olive oil and this kind of oil, your eyebrows will grow. And I'm like, no, they won't. These are my brows. The only thing I've ever done to them to like wax or anything is I have them wax like right here, all the little like baby hairs up here, and then right under here. These are my brows. These are what I've had. I can even pull pictures from like my teens and stuff like that before waxing was even in. I didn't get my first eyebrow wax, didn't pluck or nothing until my 20s. So I don't know if they're like trying to bash me for my eyebrows. I mean, these are like real feathery at the front, but I don't really do much with them. And occasionally I get like 1 or 2 dark hairs in here. But, okay, that was the shade Duck, spelled F-U-C-K. It's funny, I can say the F word on my YouTube channel and not get demonetized, but heaven forbid I say ship. You know, S-H-I-T, ship. Because that gets my video demonetized. I would think that duck would be worse than ship, but... And when my kids were little, I allowed them to say things like truck and ship and duck and things like that because they were not technically cursing. So if you heard my daughter say, oh, ship, it was her version of saying the other word, but I didn't get mad at her because she wasn't technically cussing. So I allowed my children those loopholes growing up so that they still had their self-expression, but they were not using bad words that other people would get onto them about. Okay, so I guess we kind of got watermelon vibes going on here with the orangey pink neon color and that green. Let's see how bad I can screw this up. What do I want to put next? I don't know. I'm between wow and suck. But I think because I already have this shade down, I'm going to go into suck. And again, I am lightly like... I pick a corner and I use it. I don't like dig my brush in the center. I'm one of those weirdos. So here we go with suck. And I'm lightly blending over the last line. And I am bringing it out. I have a makeup cloth I plan to use here in just a minute. I almost went back into the duck shade. Oops. I got this little Fabletics cloth wet that a subscriber sent me. I only got like the corner wet. Alright, so now I'm going into Lemon Drop. This is a little flat synthetic shader brush that is dry. And occasionally I like lemon drops, but I prefer lemon heads. And I'm going to put that right here. or not. Okay, maybe it wants a wet brush. And then I'm just going to turn the brush over, and I'm going into orange juice, which is my favorite. I actually prefer orange juice with pulp. So like the home style or extra pulp, that kind of thing. But I was born and raised in Florida, and there's orange groves everywhere here. And if you don't like orange juice with pulp, that's fine. Don't be nasty in the comments. Pull my tray out. All right, I'm gonna leave those two colors on that brush and get a new one wet. And I'm going to go into the shade And What? This is a little BH flat, and looks like an angled flat brush. Just gonna take a little bit on my finger and press kind of over the orange shade. Now, if you noticed, I did leave a little bit of space in the center of my eyelid. I'm going to try to be graphic, but I don't know how well this is gonna work. So I'm going to take my Tarte Sex Kitten liner, and I'm gonna like carve out. Oh, hell, I didn't realize you couldn't see. I'm sorry. I was slouching. See, the issues that you have when you are over 35 and your eyelid moves, it's not as perfect. But did I not pull a black liner? A liquid liner? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, let me grab a black liquid liner because I want to... Oh, I guess I did. I just didn't see it. So this is going to be an oxymoron. I have the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm using it with the Jeffree Star product. Please vaccinate your children. All of mine are vaccinated just like I was and just like my animals are. Oh, hell. Well, that's not how I wanted it to look. So let's do something graphic to make it look not as bad. Kind of looks like I got big lashes. Okay. So because I had such an issue with the front of my eye with that one shade, I'm going to go back into that sour shade really quick up here. And it is a synthetic, that is a natural hair brush, not the synthetic brush. And before I only focused on like the bottom part of that line, so this time I went ahead and focused on the top. Now, I'm going to have to do corrector and concealer on this side, but I figured since I'm kind of working on tops here, oh, another thing I wanted to test out. I'm going to go into this Virgin shade, which of course I'm not. I mean, I'm blurry. It's okay if you are. But I got raped at a very young age, so I didn't have the choices to when and who and how. And not only am I using it to like put a lighter shade up above, I'm kind of blending the top line for those shadows as well. And I think I'm going to go back into that Suck shade since it's still on the brush and just touch up. So here we have the one eye. Looks like I got a weird spot right here. It's funny, on camera it shows things I don't see. That's better. Alright, now for the other eye, let me move those brushes over. I think I'm going to go back into that Virgin shade just to be safe and kind of work this on my brow bone area, so that I have something up there before I get started. Because I have nothing else on my eyes, nothing. Alright, I got nothing on my face. I didn't even do my skincare this morning. Go away, hair. Go away. I have one little hair that keeps getting in my way. Alright, so now that I got that down, I'm going to go in with Cherry Wet, which is this one down here. It's kind of like a hot pink shade, and I'm using a Scone large flat, it's like a domed brush, but it's very dense, and I'm going to pack this on my lid up to where my crease is up here. Not my like natural crease, but higher up. And I'm going to take the excess off, and I'm going to go into that raspberry shade, which is this burgundy shade right here, which is really pretty. I love raspberries. And I'm going to put it next to that on my eye. And I'm just following the shape of my eye. Everybody's eye is shaped differently. Everybody has different like lid space. So as long as you follow the contours of your eyes, the looks that I do should work for you as long as you follow your eye shape. I had it on the wrong side. Here's what we got so far. Now I'm going to go into that cotton candy shade right here. This is kind of a more fluffy brush. We'll see how this goes. And I'm going to kind of use this to blend out that top line and deposit shimmer. Tell you what, the pigmentation on that pink, holy crap. eyeshadow waited to clean. I've got so much fallout. But this is a fluffy brush, and I am working with a shimmer. Who said you can't put shimmer in your crease? Look at all the fallout. Okay, let's try and clean some of that up before I put the next color on, and then I need to do it again. Oh gosh, now I'm pink. Oh my god. Help. Help, I'm pink. It's funny, with the two red shades on my lid, you really cannot tell much of a difference between that raspberry shade and the cherry wet shade. So I'm gonna go back into cherry wet. Maybe over like a concealer base or a white base. And I'm just gonna pack this shadow back on. And then I'm just going to flip the brush over and go back into raspberry and do the same thing on the other side. Plus I have a weird spot right here that always looks sparse on my eye, and I don't know why. Just like right along the lash line. I always have issues there too. Nope, they look about the same. Okay, top again. Okay, so let me pop off. I know this is gonna be a long video. Let me pop off and do concealer and corrector, and I will be back in just a minute. Blush, bronzer, highlights on, corrector, concealer, and lipstick is actually a combo of Celebrity Skin with this Text Me lip gloss. I went very neutral with the rest of my face, and I did use the Sex Kitten liner in my upper and bottom waterline on the graphic eye. Now to figure out why I'm blurry, what to do with the rest. So I'm gonna go back into that. Why am I still blurry? I'm gonna go back into that little brush that I was using. And this is kind of like a green and orange look. I don't know if I want to use other colors or, you know, that licorice shade is calling my name. Okay, I'm gonna grab this red up here at the top. And I'm gonna put this under my lower lash line out here on the edge, really close. And I didn't do bottom mascara yet. And then I'm gonna lightly connect it right here. And I tried to fix my line because there was shimmer getting up there, and I've got now a bump on my eye. But when my eye is down instead of up, you can't see it. The benefits of having hooded eyes. Okay, so now that that is on, I'm gonna go into this Wow shade, which is this really bright yellow. And I'm gonna put that on the inner part of my eye. Coming off a little yellowy orange on my skin. I just stab myself in the eye with the brush. And I think I'm going to use the shadow that's left over on this brush to like boop in the here. Just kind of combining the orange and the yellow. I got quite a bit of orange left on it. I still kind of feel like that green shade got lost on the inner part of my eye, that sour shade. I'm gonna have to try this out again on a different area of my eye that isn't quite so dry and see if that will help. So let me throw in some bottom mascara on this eye and I'm gonna call it quits. So just on this one eye, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors from this palette, and on this eye I've only got 3. So because this is kind of like a hot pink, because I use cherry wet, raspberry, and wet on my eyes, I'm wondering if I ought to do something like completely out there. I'm going to take the brush that I use the shimmer shade on, and I'm going into Delicious, which is this navy blue. Oh, mascara blob on my waterline. What I want is like a turquoisey, like shimmer shade. There really isn't one in this palette. Going into snack. I like snacks. I've been like really into like pita chips lately. I don't know, I go through phases of snacks. I'm putting this under that navy blue shade. I'm gonna pop some right here on the inner corner. I need both hands. You know what? And that's just with what was left on the brush. Now for lower lash mascara, oh wait, I didn't want to use something else. I'm gonna take this is my Maybelline Lasting Drama. This is in White Luster. I'm gonna put this in my waterline. It's like an iridescent silvery white shade. And I like it. I like it a lot. Now for bottom lash mascara. Alright, and I'm done. This is the finished 2 looks. I will zoom you guys in and put a clip in right before this and let you see what they both look like up close. Again, I did mess up the liner on this side trying to like go back over where the shimmer shade had like escapaded. But so yeah, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 shades out of this palette. And there are, what, 18 shades in here? 24. So I used quite a bit of the palette. The only shades I didn't use was Good Morning, Bubblegum, Brain Freeze, Jawbreaker, Gumdrop, Cute, Soaked, Cone, Tasty, and Bite Me. Those are the only shades that I didn't use here. So if you have color combos you want to see me do for looks, leave them in the comment section below. Because this just arrived today, I'm going to try and get it edited and up for Sunday. So then I will start, next week on 2 looks, 1 palette kind of thing. And then I will probably do some 2 looks, 2 palettes, because there are 3 shades that are blue. And Brain Freeze and Ice Cold are similar, but I'm Cold is like more of a warm tone, whereas Brain Freeze is a cool tone. Soaked is similar to Blue Monday, but Blue Monday comes off really purple on the skin. And Delicious and Undertaker look very similar, but you have Undertaker's kind of more of like a warm tone navy blue, whereas Delicious is more of a purple shade. So yes, there are a couple of colors that are similar, and Cullinan is more white, whereas Jawbreaker is more yellow toned. Let's see. Good Morning and Untouchable's darker and more peach, whereas Good Morning is more like a lilac-y pink shade. Cone is the darker version of Priceless. So I will be comparing this palette and that palette, as well as comparing this palette to other palettes. Technically that's another video I'll record. So yeah, I'll do swatches of this video and then comparison swatches with the Blue Blood and the Jawbreaker palette, so that you can see how similar some of the shades are. And I will only be swatching shades in the Jawbreaker palette that have similar shades in Blue Blood, so that way I don't have like all of the greens and the reds and the oranges and purples on my arm when they're not necessarily in the other palette. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below of some colors that you would like to see. I mean, there are so many to choose from. Is this not stunning? And you can see where I dipped in. See the top corners of the shadows? You can see where I stuck my brush in. And those were all wet brushes that I stuck in there, except for the pink shade over here. You can see where it's a little disturbed, but I went in with a dry brush. I usually, if I go in with a wet brush, I pick one spot on a pan to use with a wet brush, and then I stick to using that spot. But other than the little wet blobby marks, oh, almost dropped it. Other than those little wet blobby marks that you can see because they're still damp, other than that, you really can't tell I've used the palette. So hopefully you guys enjoy. I had a lot of fun with this. First impressions of the palette, I'm in love. I am in love. I want more of these shadows, like I really do. And I really don't think I would get the little mini Jawbreaker because it has so many crossover shades. Yes, I know some of them are unique to that palette, but I prefer things like this that have multiple shades. I prefer palettes with 9 shades or more in it, not the 3-pan, 6-pan, 5-pan, 4-pan palettes. I prefer 9 shades or more in my eyeshadow palettes. So I would love to own like the Alien palette, as well as the Thirsty palette and the Blood Sugar palette. Hell, I'd love to own all of the shadows. And I saw somebody do a comparison video where they took like all of the pictures from all of the palettes and like made from like light to dark in color theory of every Jeffree Star shade. And I actually thought about doing that because there were some shades that they had in their arrangement that I would have arranged differently because of like based by lightness to darkness or undertone. So I don't know, I might do that. I might record it instead of just, doing a picture. So anyways, I'm Rebecca Oberstadt. I know this is a long video. Hopefully you all have a great day or night wherever you are, and please leave me some comments down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.